Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wildcat postseason basketball on the Wildcat Sports YouTube page. I'm David Warrington, and I'm coming to you live from Central City High School for tonight's Class 1A Region 4 first-round girls basketball matchup between the visiting West Central Blue Devils and your Central City Wildcats. And before we get tonight's game started, we'll go ahead and give a shout-out to our sponsor, Heartland Bank. Heartland Bank and Trust Company is a community bank with offices in Central City and Eastern Iowa, providing a complete line of financial services to commercial and retail customers, customized lending, and cash management solutions. We build strong relationships by getting to know our customers and understanding their needs. Learn more at www.hbtbank.com. Member FDIC. So the postseason starts tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The road to Des Moines starts right here in Central City for our Wildcats as they play host to the West Central Blue Devils of Maynard, Iowa. Should be in for a good one here tonight. Wildcats hoping to get the postseason started on the right foot here and defend the home court. Taking a preview at both teams. First for Central City, they come into this game with a record of 12-9 on the year. They ended their regular season last Friday, losing a tough one to then 6th ranked, and I believe still 6th ranked in the last rankings post earlier today in 1A, the Northland Lynx. They did have a couple nice games before that, however, defeating Maquoketa Valley for potentially the first time in 5-on-5 history on January 31st, 58-54, and then nearly upsetting the then 13th ranked East Buchanan Buccaneers the next night, losing just 56-49 after leading by 2 entering the fourth quarter. The leading scorer for the Wildcats is Sarah Reed. The senior's averaging 18.6 points per game. She is followed by Bailey Weber as the sophomore is averaging 14.5 points per game. Reed is the leading rebounder on the team, averaging a double-double with 10 boards per night. Natalie Noonan's close behind, pulling down 7.5 per night. Reed also leads in assists at 3.8 per game. She's tied for the team lead with Noonan at 2.3 in steals, and then she also leads in blocks with 1.6 per contest. Now taking a look at the visitors here tonight, the West Central Blue Devils. They come into this game with a record of 7-14 on the season. They ended their year on a 2-game losing streak, falling to MFL Marmac 70-36, as well as North Fayette Valley 60-43. West Central is led in scoring by Aaliyah Gordon. The senior is averaging 11 points per game. She's followed by Cadence Martin. The sophomore is averaging 9.5 points per game. Martin is also the leading rebounder for the Blue Devils, pulling in 7.2 boards per contest. Gordon is the leader in assists, averaging 2.7, while Emma Mickles leads the way in steals, averaging 2.7 in that statistic. Abby Squires blocks 1.4 shots per night to lead the team in that category. These teams have met twice in the varsity-bound era. In 2015, the Wildcats took down the Blue Devils 57-38, and in their rematch a year later, the most recent game between these two, the Wildcats once again took care of business, winning 97-58. So there is your look at both teams entering tonight's game. West Central 7 games below 500 at 7-14. The Wildcats 3 games above that 500 ledger at 12-9. Got about 6 minutes to go before we get tonight's contest underway. Currently the Blue Devils are on the floor to my left. Wildcats getting some shots up before we get underway to my right. And while we've got this time, let's go ahead and see how both teams got to this point throughout the season. The Central City Wildcats lost their season opener to Springville 71-27. A tough one to open the season, but they bounced back very well, winning 7 in a row. They took down Prince of Peace, Cedar Valley Christian, Midland, Calamus, Wheatland, Easton Valley, Albernet, and Starma all in succession. Before then losing a couple, they lost 5 out of the next 6, losing to Maquoketa Valley and Central Elkader. They took down Edgewood Colesburg, and they lost to East Buck, Northland, and Springville, top 3 teams in the conference all in a row there. Then they won 3 straight, took down Dunkerton, Albernet, and Starmont. They lost to Edgewood Colesburg in an upset, but then they bounced back to beat Maquoketa Valley 58-54. And they've lost their last 2 to East Buchanan at home on February 1st, 56-49, and to Northland on February 4th, this past Friday, on the road, 87-59 to the 6th-ranked team in Class 1A. Buccaneers also ranked 14th in Class 1A in the latest rankings, so that was an impressive game for the Wildcats to keep it close all the way through. Unfortunately, couldn't quite finish out in that fourth quarter. Taking a look at West Central, they lost their first 3 to begin the year, losing to Key, Waterloo Christian, and Central Elkader. But then they bounced back to win 3 in a row. They took down South Winneshiek, Starmont, and Clayton Ridge. They lost 1 to Turkey Valley, took down Olwine. They lost their next 2 to Postville and North Fayette Valley. They then won the rematch against Key after losing the first game. They lost once again to Central Elkader, 42-34. They beat Cedar Valley Christian handily 68-22. Here's another mutual opponent, East Buchanan of the Tri-Rivers West. They lost 88-16 when they hosted the Buccaneers on January 20th. They lost to MFL Marmac 69-40 before losing another 3 in a row there. South Winneshiek, Turkey Valley, and Clayton Ridge all took down the Blue Devils. They got a win at Postville 65-46. That's their most recent win on February 1st. And they lost their last 2 on February 3rd versus MFL Marmac at home 70-36. And February 4th at North Fayette Valley, they lost that one 60-43. So the Wildcats come in 12-9 on the season. West Central is 7-14. And now taking a look at this Central City postseason bracket. Of course, games around the bracket and around the entire class of 1A taking place tonight around the state of Iowa. In our bracket specifically, in Region 4 is where the Wildcats are placed. Tonight, Marquette Catholic is at Maquoketa Valley. The winner will get the right to play at North Lynn on Tuesday. And then Easton Valley is at Calamus-Wheatland, while Prince of Peace is hosting Midland. The winner of those two will meet up at Calamus-Wheatland on Tuesday. East Buchanan is hosting Edgewood-Colesburg tonight, and if the Wildcats are able to take down the Blue Devils tonight, they would travel to Winthrop to take on the winner of East Buck Edgewood-Colesburg this coming Tuesday. And then to round out the bracket, Central Elkader is hosting Tripola, and Turkey Valley is hosting Key. The winners in those matchups will match up in Elkader this coming Tuesday. Host sites on Tuesday, North Lynn hosting the winner of Maquoketa Valley Marquette Catholic, Calamus-Wheatland hosting the winner of Cal-Wheat Easton Valley against the winner of Prince of Peace Midland, East Buck hosting the winner of East Buck Edco against the winner of Central City West Central, and Central Elkader hosting the winner of Central Elkader Tripola and Turkey Valley Key. All those games are scheduled for this coming Tuesday, the 15th of February, and that will be a 7 o'clock tip-off in those quarterfinal matchups. Then moving into the semifinal round, that will be 7 o'clock tip-off once again on February 18th, this coming Friday. The top half of the bracket will be hosted at North Lynn. The bottom half, final two, will be at East Buchanan. And then after we've got all that sorted out and it's time for the regional championship for the chance to play at the state tournament, that will be on February 23rd. That is a Wednesday, 7 o'clock tip-off, and that site has yet to be determined. So there is the road to state for all the teams in Region 4. North Lynn, the 1 seed, East Buchanan, the 2 seed. Calamus-Wheatland, the 3, and I believe Central Elkader is the 4. So North Lynn and East Buck are the teams that get home court advantage all the way to the regional final if they're able to keep winning. Elkader and Cal-Wheat join them in the quarterfinals getting home court advantage. The Wildcats will be on the road the rest of the postseason after tonight. After tonight, if they are able to take down the Blue Devils, they will be on the road every game, whether that be one more game or if they made a run all the way to state, they will be on the road throughout. Just over a minute to go now before we get things underway as both teams are heading over to their benches. We should be getting tonight's festivities underway shortly. Again, the winner of tonight's game will play either East Buchanan or Edgewood-Colesburg. East Buck the favorite in that one. And that game will be in Winthrop at East Buchanan on Tuesday, 7 o'clock tip. And if the Wildcats are playing in that game, if they win tonight, I will be there to provide coverage of that one. So hoping to provide plenty more coverage of the Wildcats postseason here with the conclusion of the regular season. Now Mrs. Hackman has the microphone. She's going to introduce our starting lineups in just a moment. And when she does so, I will follow along and introduce you to the starters for tonight's matchup between the Blue Devils of West Central High School and your Central City Wildcats. West Central playing out of the Upper Iowa Conference. Central City, of course, out of the Tri-Rivers West. Quick introduction of the officials here tonight in Central City. And then we will meet our starters. Here are tonight's starting lineups. For the Blue Devils, a 5'6" sophomore, number 2, Cassidy Bance. For the Wildcats, a 5'3" senior, number 5, Natalie Noonan. For the Blue Devils, a 5'7" senior, number 13, Emma Mickles. For the Wildcats, a 5'7" senior, number 15, Hannah Kramer. For the Blue Devils, a 5'8" sophomore, number 21, Cadence Martin. For the Wildcats, a 5'8" senior, number 22, Briley Brooks. For the Blue Devils, a 5'7" senior, number 24, Aaliyah Gordon. For the Wildcats, a 5'5" sophomore, number 23, Bailey Weber. For the Blue Devils, a 5'11" junior, number 25, Abby Squires. And for the Wildcats, a 5'10" senior, number 25, Sarah Reed. Assistant coach for the Wildcats is Lisa Reed. Central City's head coach is Al Fear. We'll take a quick break as Briley Brooks is going to perform tonight's national anthem. As always, a great job from Briley on the national anthem. And now it is go time here in Central City for Region 4 first round action between the Wildcats and the West Central Blue Devils. One more time, your starting lineups: Bance, Mickles, Martin, Gordon, and Squires for the Blue Devils. Wildcats going with the familiar 5 players of Noonan, Kramer, Brooks, Weber, and Reed. Blue Devils wearing their traveling blues with white trim. Wildcats in their home whites with the black and red trim. Reed will jump for the Wildcats. Squires is going to jump center for West Central. 8 minutes on the clock, and we're set to go. Ball's in the air, tip controlled by the Wildcats, ends up in the hands of Bailey Weber, and Central City will have it first. We're underway with postseason basketball here from Central City. Kramer has it in the left corner. Short corner to Reed now on the left side of the floor. Weber gets an open look from 3. She'll put it up. It's going to be no good. Too strong off the back iron, and it's rebounded by Mickles. Mickles takes a couple dribbles, now gives it over to Gordon. The 5'7" senior leads the way in scoring for West Central as she looks to attack downhill early. Gets into the corner. Three-pointer on the way from Squires. That is no good. Rebounds loose, and it's going to be picked up by the Blue Devils. Bance got to it. She'll attack baseline. Bounce pass inside to Martin. Now Gordon with the short jumper. It's no good off the glass. Rebounded by Noonan, and she'll give it over to Brooks. Crosses into the front court. Brooks right wing, top of the key to Noonan. Takes one dribble. Now inside to Bailey Weber, who is on a back cut. Now Kramer on the left wing. Back to Weber, left corner. Looking to get inside to Reed. She's quadruple teamed inside. It's tip and ends up in the hands of Kramer. Brooks attacking downhill. Now Noonan. Top of the key to Weber. Looking around, squaring up the defense. Now Brooks is going to take a three-pointer from the right wing. She can't get that one to fall, and it's rebounded by Martin. Gordon's going to bring it up the floor for West Central, looking to slow it down just a bit. Just over a minute gone in this one. We are scoreless. Gordon looking to get downhill. Now over to Squires in the right corner. Back to Gordon, right wing. Inside. And now right back to Gordon. She squares up Weber, who's on her. Takes a retreat dribble, passes it out top of the key to Bance. She's standing at the volleyball line, dribbling left, picks up her dribble into the corner to Mickles. Inside, now outside once again. Corner to Squires. She'll put up a three-pointer from the right corner. Same spot, same result as last time, and she can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Brooks, gives it over to Reed, and now Noonan has it in the front court. Noonan bounce pass into the corner to Weber. They're not really guarding her out there, but she passes up the shot. Now top of the key to Brooks. Dribbling to her right, over to Noonan right wing. Noonan high post to Reed, fakes a handoff, dribbling to her right. And the flop works as Reed just barely bumped into Mickles, and she gave a flop. The referee fell for it, so Reed is going to be called for her first foul. This one the offensive variety. Team foul number 1 as well. And West Central will get the basketball. We're scoreless 2 minutes into the game as Gordon will bring it up for the Blue Devils. Weber there to greet her. She crossed into the front court. Right wing to Mickles. Noonan's on her. Now it's going to be tipped out of bounds by Weber as Mickles was trying to find Gordon in the corner. Weber stretched out her hands and got there. West Central basketball from the sideline as the inbounds pass goes to Squires' right corner, or right wing rather. Skip pass top of the key to Bance. Brooks is applying the pressure. Now an attack by Mickles. Her layup's too strong, no good. It's going to be rebounded by Gordon. She's attacking the rim, but she lost it. She picks it back up, top of the key to Bance. She'll sky up for a three-pointer. She can't get that one to go, too short off front of the rim. Rebounded by Kramer. Now Reed crosses into the front court, gives it over to Noonan. Reed sets a screen. Noonan uses it, attacking downhill, puts up a floater. That's going to be good as Natalie Noonan gets the Wildcats on the board. They strike first, 2-0. 5:15 to go in the opening quarter. Gordon crosses into the front court for the Blue Devils, once again guarded by Weber, dribbling to her right. She's double-teamed inside, and she's going to be fouled by Weber, and she will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair of shots. It's going to be Bailey's first foul, team foul number 2, as it'll be Aaliyah Gordon looking to get the Blue Devils on the board, going to the free throw line. First free throw on the way from Gordon. That one is good. West Central on the board with a chance to tie on the second free throw. Got a couple subs. Bell, Whitson, and Coletta Wade checking into the game for the first time. Weber and Kramer are going to come out as Gordon will get set to attempt her second free throw. Second free throw on the way. That is good as well. So she makes both. It's 2-2, and Wildcats have the basketball. Brooks crosses into the front court. Bounce pass Noonan, top of the key. Now Whitson inside, high post to Reed. Brooks is going to put up a three-pointer from straight on. It's no good. It's going to go out of bounds, but Noonan tries to save it, but she can't do so in time, as they're going to say it went out of bounds first. And it will be West Central basketball. 4:50 remaining in our opening quarter, and we're tied up at 2 apiece. The Blue Devils bringing it up the floor. Pass goes across half court to Mickles. Now over to Squires, just inside the three-point line, left wing to Gordon. She dribbles right, looks to get past Whitson, puts up a floater. It's no good, rebounded by Wade, and she gives it over to Noonan. Noonan crosses into the front court, dribbling to her left. Now hands it over to Reed. She'll take a quick three-pointer. That's going to be no good, just off the mark. Rebound tipped and secured by Mickles. And the West Central Blue Devils have it back. Blue Devils coach wants them to run. Now they give it into the corner to Squires. Gordon right wing now, looking around. Whitson playing defense. Noonan nearly steals that pass, but ends up in the hands of Mickles. She skips into the right corner once again to Squires. Now top of the key to Bance. She can't handle the pass, but she gets it back and puts up a straight-on three-pointer. It bounces around and takes a friendly roll into the hoop. Cassidy Bance gets the straight-on three to go, and West Central takes their first lead at 5-2. And we've got a timeout on the floor called by Coach Fear. 3:55 remain in the first quarter. It's West Central 5, Central City 2, as that was a 30-second timeout called by Coach Fear. Wildcats haven't been able to get their shots to fall so far, as through over half a quarter of basketball, they've only put up 2 points. Luckily, the defense has been pretty good, and the Blue Devils have missed some shots because they've only allowed 5, so they're only down 3. They'll need to find the offense here. No subs for the Wildcats. It's still Brooks, Noonan, Wade, Whitson, and Reed. West Central about to break their huddle, and they'll be back on the floor. They do have a sub as Brooklyn Rose, a 5'4 freshman, has checked into the game for the first time. Reed is being all-out denied. Noonan has the top of the key, but they do get it to Reed. Inside to Noonan, she's bumped hard, and they're going to get Mickles for the foul. It's going to be her first and team foul, number 1, called against the Blue Devils. And Central City gets it underneath their own hoop. Brooks is going to throw it in. Looking around, gets it into Whitson right corner. Now Reed will take a three-pointer from the right wing. That's good. Sarah Reed ties the game with a three-pointer. Her first basket. It's 5-5. 3:35 to go in our opening quarter. Gordon going downhill, gets past the defender, puts it up, and it's good off the glass. Aaliyah Gordon gets her second bucket. 4 points for her. 7-5 West Central. Noonan top of the key. Attacking the basket over to Whitson left wing. Dribbling inside, now retreats. Looking around, hands it off to Brooks. We got a foul. That is going to go against Aaliyah Gordon on the reach. Her first and team foul number 2. Both teams now have 2. Gordon leads the way in scoring for the Blue Devils with 11, so that's her first foul. See if we can't get Maybe another one here in the first quarter on her. Bailey Weber's back in the game for Central City as Belle Whitson is going to take a breather. The inbounds pass goes to Noonan, over to Reed, left wing. She's still feeling it, puts up a three-pointer, but she can't get that one to fall. It's rebounded by Mickles, and West Central gets it back. Gordon's going to bring it up for the Blue Devils, crossing into the front court. Now looking to speed things up, gets into the corner to Squires. Back to Gordon. She'll take a long three-pointer, and she gets that one to fall. That's 7 points for Gordon, and that one was back at the Wildcat logo along the sideline. 10-5 West Central. Noonan attacking the hoop. Picks up her dribble over to Wade. A little bit of a jump shot from the short corner. It's no good, and it's rebounded by the Blue Devils. Gordon secures the board. She's got 7 of the 10 for West Central as she crosses into the front court. Picks up her dribble. Noonan nearly gets the pass. Ends up in the hands of Mickles. Now high post. Squires puts up a mid-range jumper from the free throw line. That's good. That's her first basket. 12-5 West Central after the fast start. Wildcats are going to need to get the offense going. Brooks has it right wing. She'll put up a three-pointer. She can get that one to go. That was an important three-pointer right there for Briley. She's hit a lot of timely three-pointers this year. That was one. Her first bucket, 12-8. Central City back within 4. As Squires has it right corner, guarded by Reed. Now right wing to Gordon. Gordon dribbling around. Weber steals it, but they're going to get her for her second foul. Very little contact, but it was enough to draw the whistle. Central City crowd doesn't like it. But that is the call. It's going to be Bailey's second. We'll see what Coach Fear chooses to do here with his second leading scorer already with 2 fouls with 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. It's team foul number 3, West Central basketball from in front of the Wildcat bench. Inbounds pass goes to Mickles, guarded closely by Noonan at the volleyball line. Now pass is tipped inside. Wade tipped it, ends up in the hands of Reed. She kicks it across half court to Brooks. Bounce pass inside to Wade, but out of her reach. She dives out of bounds trying to get it, but she couldn't do so. That's a turnover for Central City. And West Central will get the ball back. Mickles is set to bring it up for West Central. She gives the bounce pass over to Gordon, and she will bring it up. 1:45 to go in the opening quarter. 12-8 West Central as Mickles has it just across half court. Reed tips the pass, tips it again. Now she goes and gets it, and has it stolen right back by Mickles, who kicks it down court to Squires. Noonan tips that one, and now Noonan comes up with the steal. Great hustle by the Wildcats. Long down court pass to Reed. Off the bounce. She can't get there, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Noonan. And that'll be another Wildcat turnover. I think they're playing a little fast right now. They need to slow it down and get the good shot. West Central basketball as Gordon's going to bring it up. 12-8, 1:20 to go in the opening quarter. Gordon skip pass over to Mickles. Now right back to Gordon in the right wing. She'll put up another deep three-pointer. She can't get that one to go. Rebound tipped around, picked up by Brooks. She'll run in transition for Central City, crossing into the front court. Has it right wing, turns around, gives it to Reed inside, takes one dribble, puts it up. Off balance, can't get it to go. Noonan rebounds. She puts it up. It's no good, but she is fouled. So Natalie Noonan will go to the free throw line for a pair for Central City. 12-8. Noonan with a chance to make it as close as 12-10 as that foul went against Cadence Martin of West Central. Her first, team foul number 3. First free throw on the way from Noonan is good. Takes a nice friendly bounce and goes through the hoop. Hannah Kramer re-enters for the Wildcats. Coletta Wade's going to go to the bench. Belle Whitson also makes her way to the scorer's table. Free throw on the way from Noonan is good. She makes both. That's a good trip to the free throw line for her, as Belle Whitson will now check into the game and replace Bailey Weber. They'll get her out of there with 2 fouls. Here is just over a minute to go in the opening quarter. And now we've got a timeout on the floor called by West Central. It's going to be a full 60-second timeout. We've got 1:04 to go in our opening quarter. It is West Central 12, Central City 10. While we've got a timeout, give a shout out to our sponsor, Heartland Bank. Heartland Bank is everywhere you are. With our online and mobile banking apps, you have your accounts at your fingertips, anytime, anywhere. Check your balances, pay bills, transfer money, and find Heartland Bank locations with just a touch. Bank on the go at hbtbank.com. Member FDIC. So 12-10, West Central on top. 1:04 to go in the opening quarter. Wildcats back on the floor. They've got Reed, Noonan, Whitson, Brooks, and Kramer. Starters minus Weber plus Whitson. So far for Central City, Natalie Noonan leads the way in scoring. She's got 4. Briley Brooks and Sarah Reed both have 3 to round things out. 10 points for the Wildcats. They trail by 2 here as the Blue Devils about to come back on the floor as the warning buzzer sounds. West Central back out there. Mickles, Martin, Gordon, Squires, and Rose in there for the Blue Devils as Gordon's going to bring it up the floor. She crosses into the front court, guarded by Noonan. Now into the corner to Squires. Back to Gordon, right wing. Top of the key to Rose. Now Gordon's going to take a three-pointer right wing. It is no good, but she traveled beforehand anyway, so it wouldn't have counted even if she got it to fall. And that'll be Wildcat basketball. There's 49 seconds to play in our opening quarter. As a "you can't do that" chant going from our pretty sizable student section here tonight. It's Jersey night, and everybody got the memo. Noonan picks up her dribble just inside the free throw line, or just inside the three-point line, top of the key. Whitson puts up a jumper. It's no good off the back iron. Rebounded by Noonan, puts it up. It's no good. Tipped around and picked up by Mickles. Just over 30 seconds to go in the opening quarter as Gordon's going to take it across the timeline for West Central. Over to Rose. Now high post to Squires. Or excuse me, that's Martin. Now Squires take a three-pointer, and she gets it to fall. Abby Squires drails a three-pointer from the right wing. Drains, I should say. Brooks crossing into the front court. 15 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Noonan attacking over to Whitson. High post to Reed. She turns around, squares up. Now skip pass over to Kramer. She'll take a long two-pointer. That is no good. Halfway down, it rattles out. Noonan rebounds, puts it back up. It's too strong. Rebounded by the Blue Devils. Martin secured it. Kick ahead pass, but that's going to be too late. No time for Gordon to get a shot off, and that will bring us to the end of one quarter of postseason basketball here from Central City. Our score, West Central 15, Central City 10. So the Wildcats trail it by 5 here as we enter our second quarter. Slow start offensively, and the Blue Devils got their offense going there later in that quarter. But still just a 5-point deficit for Central City. So some scoring numbers in that opening quarter of play. Natalie Noonan had 4. Briley Brooks and Sarah Reed both had 3. For West Central, Aaliyah Gordon led the way with 7. Abby Squires had 5, and then Cassidy Bance added 3 more. Looking at the foul trouble, Bailey Weber has 2. Sarah Reed has 1. That's all 3 for Central City. Also 3 on West Central, 1 each on Emma Mickles, Cadence Martin, and Aaliyah Gordon. Wildcats back on the floor. It's Weber, Reed, Noonan, Kramer, and Lucy Smith into the game for the first time tonight. Blue Devils still in the huddle over there on the bench. About to come back onto the floor as the warning buzzer is sounded. Referee telling them they need to get back out there. They are going to go with Martin, Gordon, Squires, Mickles, and Rose. Starters minus Bance plus Rose for West Central. Their basketball to start the second quarter as the inbounds pass goes to Gordon, and she crosses into the front court. Second quarter basketball underway. High post pass is tipped. It ends up in the hands of Martin. Now skip pass. Squires, three-pointer from the left corner. She can't get that one to go, but it's rebounded by Martin. Gets past the defender, puts it back up, and that's good. Cadence Martin gets her first bucket of the night. 17-10, Central City down 7. Noonan hands off to Weber, takes one dribble. She'll put up a three-pointer. That's good. Bailey Weber with a timely three-pointer for Central City. Her first basket of the night. 17-13, Blue Devils up by 4. Gordon crossing into the front court. Now left wing to Rose. Skip pass back to Gordon. Into the corner to Squires. She goes baseline, gets past Kramer. Now short corner jumper on the way from Mickles. She gets that one to fall. West Central knocking down a lot of their shots here early on. Mickles' first bucket of the night, 19-13. As Noonan has the top of the key over to Weber. She's still feeling it. She'll put up another three-pointer. It's no good. Rebound tipped around. Still loose, ends up in the hands of Martin. And the Blue Devils rebound. 19-13, Gordon crosses into the front court. Now retreats back to the right wing. Skip pass over to Martin, top of the key. Or excuse me, that's Rose. Now Gordon's going to think about a three, and she traveled before she did anything. That's going to be a turnover, and it's right back to Central City. 6:45 to play, second quarter. Wildcats down 6. Weber inbounds to Noonan, and she'll bring it up for the Wildcats. Noonan has the top of the key, picks up her dribble. Now over to Weber, left wing. Top of the key to Reed. Uses a screen from Weber. Three-pointer on the way from Reed is no good. Rebound picked up by Smith, but she gets it poked loose. I think she was fouled, however. So it will stay with Central City as Smith had the offensive rebound for a moment. Then she was fouled, so it will stay with the Wildcats. Foul was called against Brooklyn Rose, her first, team foul number 4 on West Central. Smith's going to inbound, gets it into Reed, left wing. Passes it over to Kramer. She'll take a baseline jumper. That's no good. And it's rebounded by Squires. Gordon's going to bring it up for West Central. Crosses into the front court, guarded by Weber. A little bit of a 1-3-1 here from the Central City defense as Gordon has it right wing. Now top of the key to Rose. High post to Martin. Three-pointer on the way from Squires from the right wing. That one's good. Abby Squires knocks down her second triple. She's got 8. It's 22-13. Wildcats trailing by 9. 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Weber squares up for a three, but then bounce pass over to Reed. She'll turn around, dribbling right, picks it up inside to Noonan. She'll take a mid-range jumper. That's good. Natalie Noonan gets another bucket to go. She's the leading Wildcat scorer with 6. It's 22-15. Gordon crossing into the front court for the Blue Devils. Back to Gordon, right wing. Looking around, picks up her dribble. Now back to Rose, top of the key at the volleyball line. Mickles skips it over to Gordon. Her pass is tipped and stolen away by Weber. She gives it to Reed, kicks it across half court to Noonan. She's in a foot race, puts it up off the glass. It's good. Natalie Noonan with another basket. That's 8 for the senior. 22-17 as Noonan's having a great start to her game. Gordon crosses in the front court for the Blue Devils, over to Rose, left wing, into the corner to Mickles. She's double-teamed in there in this 1-3-1. Now inside, wide open layup is good from Cadence Martin, her second basket. As almost a triple team came, Martin ended up wide open, and she connects on the layup. Weber, left wing, doesn't take the three, bounce pass, high post to Kramer, takes one dribble, inside to Smith, her pass is tipped, now back out to Weber. She's got an open look from three from the left wing, she can't get it to fall, Mickles rebounds, and it's West Central basketball. Gordon's going to take her time, bringing it up for the Blue Devils, 4:45 to go in the second quarter, 24-17, West Central on top. Reed tips the pass, she comes up with the steal, crosses into the front court, it's a foot race, 3-on-2. Weber puts up a layup, it's no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Rose. Not a whole lot falling early on for Central City. Blue Devil basketball in the front court. Gordon gets past one defender, gets past two more, puts it up, it's no good. Can't finish on the inside. A Smith rebounds, gives it over to Reed. Reed sends it across half court to Smith. Now short corner to Weber. She'll retreat out to the right corner. Looking around. Nothing she wants. Top of the key to Noonan. She has it straight on. Over to Reed, left wing. Kramer uses a screen. Three-pointer on the way from Reed. That's good. Sarah Reed knocks down her second triple. That's 6 for Sarah. It's 24-20. Wildcats back within 4. We got a timeout called by the West Central Blue Devils. 3:53 remain in our second quarter. It is West Central 24, Central City 20. And we'll go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Heartland Bank. Heartland Bank is a full-service community bank. We believe in meeting the needs of our customers while exceeding their expectations. Banking is personal to each individual. That's why we provide options for your life. Member FDIC. So as always, huge shout out to Heartland Bank for making tonight's broadcast possible. Wildcats down 4, 24-20. Just over halfway through our second quarter. 3:53 to go until the half. Both teams come back onto the floor. It's Brooks, Noonan, Reed, Wade, and Weber for Central City. West Central has the ball just past half court. Mickles is going to inbound. Wildcats denying. Inbounds pass goes to Gordon on the CC logo. Now she's on the right wing. Skip pass over to Mickles. Now Wade skip pass over there to Squires. Mid-range jumper on the way from Mickles. It's too strong. Rebound tipped around, picked up by Brooks. Gives it ahead to Noonan. Ahead to Weber now. She stops, is going to retreat back. She has it left wing. Now back to Wade. Weber has it looking around. Top of the key to Brooks. Noonan has it right wing. Dribbling to her right. Some back cuts going from the Wildcats, but nothing going. Noonan attacking the baseline. They got a foul. I believe they're going to get Gordon for that, and I think that's going to be her second. If they call that on Gordon, it's her second, and that appears to be the case. That's team foul number 5 as well, as the leading scorer both on the year and tonight for the Blue Devils has 2 with 3:19 to go in the half. Inbounds pass goes to Weber. Now over to Wade. Top of the key to Noonan. Reed, right wing. She'll take a heavily contested three-pointer. Can't get it to go, but Noonan rebounds. At least her 4th offensive rebound of the night so far. Noonan straight on, long two, toe on the line. It's no good. Rebounded by the Blue Devils. Martin comes up with the board. Wildcats trail it by 4. Blue Devil basketball into the front court. Mickles has it. Bounce pass, high post to Martin. Tipped by Reed, stolen by Wade, and she gives it right back to Reed. She skips it across half court to Brooks. Looking to get downhill. Goes around the defender. Wild layup is good. Briley Brooks off balance, falling out of bounds, gets the layup to go. 5 points for her, 24-22. Wildcats back within 2 points. 2.5 minutes to go in the half. Mickles gives it over to Gordon. She'll take a long three-pointer, and she gets another long one to go. That's 10 for Aaliyah Gordon. The 5'7" senior average is 11, nearly at her average already. And she's at many long three-pointers, 27-22. West Central on top. Reed's going to take a three-pointer. She can't get it to go. It's going to be rebounded by the Blue Devils. We got a jump ball forced by Coletta Wade. Great hustle. And that's going to give the Wildcats possession of the basketball as the possession arrow favors Central City. Brooks is going to throw it in from underneath the Wildcat basket. Central City in a box set as now they're moving around. Inbounds pass goes to Noonan, top of the key. Over to Reed. Noonan sets a screen, but they're going to get her for an offensive foul, moving a screen. As that is going to be Natalie's first and team foul, number 4. And West Central will get the basketball. Noonan just moved a little bit, but it was enough to get the whistle, as that's her first foul. West Central crosses into the front court. Mickles has it at the volleyball line, left wing. Now inside to Squires. She loses it, but she gets it back. Bounce pass into Gordon. Now Mickles has it at the free throw line. Left wing to Squires. She'll put up a three-pointer. She can't get it to go. It's halfway down and bounces out, and Reed secures the board. Long down court bounce pass to Weber. Takes one dribble, goes up with the layup. It is good. Bailey Weber finishes in transition for her second bucket of the night. First two-point field goal. 27-24 our score with 1:40 to go until the half. Gordon nearly travels, but gives it over to Mickles. Down low to Martin. It's tipped. Blocked out of bounds by Sarah Reed. Excuse me, that was Rose on the shot. As Reed denies that one out of bounds, uses her long arms and her height to send it out of there. And it's going to be West Central basketball after Reed denied it. Somebody's got to throw it in for the Blue Devils, as finally Rose runs over there to do the honors for the Blue Devils. Inbounds pass goes to Gordon, right wing. Looking around, now retreat dribbles. 90 seconds to go in the half as the pass goes over to Mickles. Now right back to Gordon. Short corner to Martin. Mid-range jumper on the way off the glass is no good from Martin. And it's rebounded by Brooks. He had pass to Weber. It's 2-on-2 down there. Wade trailing. And they are going to get a block called against Gordon. That is her third foul. The Blue Devils' leading scorer on the year and the night just picked up her third foul on an attempted flop when she was trying to draw the charge. It didn't work out. Oh, correction, that's going to be Emma Mickles. Thought it was going to be Gordon, but they actually got Mickles for it. West Central coach didn't like it, but that's the second time tonight I've seen Mickles pretty blatantly flop. The first one went against Central City, but that one went against the Blue Devils as Sarah Reed takes the inbounds pass and gets a long two to go with her foot on the line. She's got 7. Wildcats back within 1, 27-26. This is as close as they've been since they took the early 2-0 lead. And now Coletta Wade comes up the steal ahead to Brooks. Sends it down to Weber. She's all by herself down there. Puts it up off the glass, and it's good. Central City takes their first lead since the opening minutes of the game. Weber's got 7. It's 29-26. Excuse me, I think it's going to be 27 or 28-27 is, I think, got the wrong score up there. Gordon dribbling around. Now inside to Squires. She's going to put it up off the glass. That's good. Abby Squires has her 10th point of the night, and that'll give the lead back to West Central. Noonan attacking the basket, gives it over to Weber. She'll take a three-pointer from the left wing. That one on the way is good. Bailey Weber knocks down a 3. She's in double digits with 10. 31-29, I believe the score is correct now. Blue Devil basketball is just over 10 seconds to go until the half. Gordon right wing into the corner to Squires. Back to Gordon. 5 seconds to go. Mickles top of the key looking around. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Gordon puts up a shot. No good. Rebounded by Rose. Her putback attempt is no good. It wasn't off in time anyways. And that will bring us to the half of a very exciting, interesting half of basketball here from Central City. Our score, Central City 31, West Central 29. Although if you look at the scoreboard right now, we're down 29-10. So hopefully we get that fixed. But the Wildcats lead this one 31-29 at the halftime break. After trailing by as much as 9 in that second quarter, they're able to come back and make it a 2-point lead at the half. So I believe this score I'm entering into the chat is correct. I think it's 31-29 here through one half of basketball. So taking a look at the scoring numbers in that first half, first for the Blue Devils. It was 2 players really getting it done for West Central. Aaliyah Gordon had 10 points, including several long-range triples. And then Abby Squires also had 10 points to lead the way for West Central. Cadence Martin had 2, both inside looks at the hoop. And then Cassidy Bance closed out the Blue Devils scoring with 3. Gordon averaged 11 on the year, and she's already at 10 in the night, so she's well past her scoring average, or well on pace to be well past her scoring average. But then the second leading scorer, Cadence Martin, averaging 9.5 points per game. The Wildcats held her to 4. So she's well below her scoring pace. So they'll just have to keep doing a good job on her. Taking a look at the Wildcat scoring numbers, Bailey Weber and Sarah Reed both led the way, Bailey Weber led the way with 10. She was the lone double-digit scorer in that first half for Central City. Then Sarah Reed and Natalie Noonan both had 8. Nice scoring outputs from them in that first half, especially Noonan, who's not one of the primary scoring options in the Wildcat offense, but she got it done there in that first half. Great job by her. And then Briley Brooks rounded out the Wildcat scoring output in that first quarter, or first half, I should say, as she finished with 5 for Central City. 31-29 our score through 16 minutes of basketball. Still 16 more to be played. Looking at the foul situation, West Central has 2 starters with 2 fouls. Emma Mickles and Aaliyah Gordon both have 2. Cadence Martin and Brooklyn Rose also have 1 for West Central. For Central City, not too much foul trouble. They only fouled 4 times in that first half. Bailey Weber has 2 fouls for Central City. Both were picked up in that opening quarter, and she hasn't fouled since. And then Natalie Noonan and Sarah Reed both have 1 for the Wildcats. So not a whole lot of foul trouble to worry about for either side. Nobody has 3, which is always the benchmark of what you want to do there in that opening half. As long as you can stay away from 3, you should be okay. I thought Gordon had picked up her 3rd, as both her and Mickles were right in the area trying to take a charge. I thought it went against Gordon, but it instead went against Mickles, who picked up her 2nd. Gordon picking up her 3rd would have been huge. But instead, both of those 2 players have 2 fouls here in the going into the second half of play. So while we're at halftime here, I'll go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor, Heartland Bank. Heartland Bank represents a new approach to banking in Iowa. Expanded services, more technology, and increased personal attention. Heartland Bank is proud to sponsor Central City Sports. Member FDIC. So taking a look around the bracket, I went over it before the game started, but I'll go over it once again now. Games being played tonight. Marquette Catholic is at Maquoketa Valley for the right to go to North Lynn on Tuesday. Easton Valley is at Kalamazoo-Wheatland, and Midland is at Prince of Peace. Those winners will meet up at Kalamazoo-Wheatland on Tuesday. Edgewood-Colesburg is at East Buchanan tonight, and they will play the winner of this game. The winner of that game will play the winner of tonight's game at East Buck on Tuesday. And then Tripola is at Central Elkader and Key is at Turkey Valley. Those 2 winners will head over to Elkader for another Tuesday 7 o'clock matchup. So all postseason games are 7 o'clock all throughout the regional bracket. And the quarterfinal round will be this coming Tuesday. If the Wildcats manage to win this one, they will be at East Buchanan against either the Buccaneers or Edgewood-Colesburg. 17-8 at the end of a quarter is our score from East Buchanan. They're up on the Vikings in Winthrop by 9 through 1 quarter of basketball. East Buck is the pretty heavy favorite in that one. Wildcats come back onto the floor out of the locker room with about 5.5 minutes to go until we get our second half underway. And while we're at halftime here, I'll go ahead and take a look at the boys bracket for the postseason. They are in District 7 of Sub-State 4. Of course, how the boys do it in the Iowa High School Athletic Association, they have 16 districts, and the winner of each district will play in one of the 8 sub-states. For example, Districts 1 and 2 play in Sub-State 1, 3 and 4 in Sub-State 2, and so on. We're in District 7, so Sub-State 4 is for us. Taking a look at that bracket, Meskwaki Settlement is at HLV tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And the winner of that one will get the right to play at the 1 seed Gladbrook Rhinebeck at 6:30 on Monday night. That's this Monday, the 14th of February. And then that game will be a 6:30 tip. And after that one's over, also at Gladbrook Rhinebeck, Cedar Valley Christian will play Belle Plaine. And then over in Alburnett on Monday night at 6:30, Hudson will play Don Bosco in a neutral site matchup. And then after the conclusion of that game at roughly 8 o'clock, Central City will be on the road taking on the familiar foe in the Alburnett Pirates. As that will be certainly a tough matchup for the Wildcats, but the way I've been looking at it is, considering the Wildcat record, that's about as favorable of a situation as you could ask for. Of course, with their record, they're going to have to go on the road and be not even for a neutral site game. It's going to have to be a true road game with a 5-17 record. But they get to stay as close to home as they possibly could, going to Alburnett about 10 minutes down Highway 13 and then through to Alburnett. So very close to home, no 2-hour drives that have to be made. As I've seen Central City get sent to places like Prince of Peace for a first-round postseason game, so that's not what you want. Going to Alburnett is pretty favorable a situation. And then also, Alburnett's a team we've already faced twice this year and played pretty tough both times. I called the home matchup against the Pirates, and the Wildcats were within 5 with about 4 minutes to go in the game, and it got a little more out of hand at the end, but it was truly anybody's game late. So it's certainly going to be a very tall task for Central City on Monday, but certainly not anything close to unwinnable, as it's always tough to beat a team 3 times in a single season. We'll see if the Pirates can do that, if the Wildcats can shock the state and take down Alburnett on Monday. That game will be roughly 8 o'clock at Alburnett this coming Monday, February 14th. I say roughly because it will be after the conclusion of the Hudson-Don Bosco game that's set to tip at 6:30. Looking at the other side of the bracket, Prince of Peace is at Calamus-Wheatland tomorrow night for the right to go to Easton Valley to play the Riverhawks on Monday. Before the Easton Valley game against the winner of Cal Wheat Prince of Peace, they will have a 6:30 tip for Bellevue against Marquette Catholic. So both teams out of Bellevue will be facing off over in Preston or Miles, not totally sure which one. And then in Lisbon on Monday night at 6:30, Springville's in a neutral site game against North Cedar, the team that ended the Wildcat boys season last year. Then after that game, Midland will be on the road against Lisbon. In District 7's quarterfinal or semifinals, those games will both be at Gladbrook-Rhinebeck. The first game of the 6:30 tip and the second game to follow. Same situation on the other side of the bracket in District 8 over at Easton Valley. The District 7 final will be at Center Point Urbana on February 22nd with a 7 o'clock tip. And then in District 8, which is the one that the Wildcats are not in, that will be at Maquoketa, same date and time, that one at Maquoketa. And then February 26th is the sub-state final. That is a 7 o'clock tip, and the site is to be determined. So very interesting postseason bracket for the Wildcats. They play Alburnett on Monday at roughly 8 o'clock in Alburnett. And then if they were to pull off an upset there, they would have the winner of Don Bosco Hudson, and they will know who that would be going into their game, as the Dons will take on Hudson before the tip-off of Wildcats against the Pirates. So there is a look at your Central City boys postseason bracket. Always exciting to see how the postseason is going to shape out, where you're going to be headed. Central City will have a very short bus ride on Monday for a very big game. I do plan to be there on the call for Wildcat Sports. And that should be a good one over in Alburnett, seeing if the Wildcats can pull off an upset against the Pirates. A minute and counting until we get the second half underway. Wildcats going into the second half with a 31-29 lead off the back of 10 points from Bailey Weber, 8 each from Natalie Noonan and Sarah Reed, and 5 from Briley Brooks. So the Wildcats make their way over to their bench. The Blue Devils have already been over there with the exception of one player who now makes her way over. And we're just about set to go for second half action from Central City. Wildcats up 2, and they will be on defense to start the second half. West Central basketball first. Coach Fear giving the Wildcats some last-minute instructions before they take the floor, as we're set to get our second half underway in about 10 seconds. Aaliyah Gordon and Abby Squires led the way in the first half for West Central with 10 apiece. Cadence Martin had 4. Cassidy Bance was sitting at 3 going into the half, and Emma Mickles finished with 2. Wildcats back out there to start the second half. They're going to go with just one sub compared to the starters. Reed, Noonan, Weber, Brooks, and Coletta Wade is starting the second half for Hannah Kramer. Blue Devils going with the same 5. It's Bance, Mickles, Martin, Gordon, and Squires. Gordon takes the inbounds pass as we're underway with second half action. She picks up her dribble before she crosses half court. It's tipped, but she gets it back. Weber tipped it. Now short corner, and now fake jumper there. Gordon working inside, picks it up. Mid-range jumper from the baseline is going to be good for Abby Squires. She's still ready to go coming into the second half. Make it 12 on the night for her. We're tied up at 31 apiece. Noonan crosses into the front court. Has the top of the key. Looks like potentially a box and one for West Central as Briley Brooks can't get her right wing 3 to go, but gets the offensive rebound, gives it to Reed, and Reed finishes inside. That's 10 for Sarah. Great job by Brooks to follow her shot, get the rebound, and make the smart pass inside to Reed. Wildcats back on top by 2, 33-31. Gordon too strong off the glass, rebounded by Brooks. She kicks it across half court to Weber. It's a foot race to the hoop. She puts it up off the glass. Bailey Weber gets it to go. That's 12 points for the sophomore. It is 35-31. Wildcats with what is their biggest lead of the night at 4 points with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Gordon has it right wing for the Blue Devils. Dribbling right. Skip pass over to Mickles. She's bumped by Brooks, but no call, as there's kind of mutual contact there. Brooks crosses half court, picks it up. Her pass is tipped and stolen away by Mickles. As she gets it back for West Central, gives it over to Gordon. West Central down 4, 6:35 to go in the third quarter. Pass across half court, goes to Mickles. Inside to Martin. She loses it, but gets it back. Takes one dribble, goes up with a shot. It's going to be no good. Short arm the layup. It's going to go out of bounds. They say last touched by West Central. Last touch by Central City. So West Central will keep the basketball. Bance is going to throw it in for West Central. She started the game, but then didn't really play a whole lot of that late first quarter and the second quarter. Bance gets it in the corner. She's going to put up a three-pointer. Short arm that one as well. It's no good. Air ball, in fact, as Noonan rebounds, crosses half court. Student section letting Bance hear it. As Noonan goes into a defender, puts it up, and they're going to get Noonan for an offensive foul. As she was trying to go up with the layup, that's going to be Noonan's second foul. First foul called against the Wildcats in the second half. And West Central gets it back, 35-31. I like the aggressive take by Noonan, but they do get her for the charge there. As West Central gets the basketball back, Gordon's going to bring it up. Weber meets her before she crosses into the front court. Now the pass goes across half court to Mickles. Bounce pass right wing to Gordon. She'll put up a contested three-pointer. She can't get it to go. Rebounds loose. They're going to let it go. Wise move by Noonan and Weber as they just watch it go out, and Central City will take it. Noonan's going to bring it up for the Wildcats. She's in a hurry. She crosses into the front court. Gives it over to Brooks, right wing, dribbling right. Back to Reed on the right wing now. Top of the key to Weber. She fakes a three. Bounce pass to Brooks. She'll take a three-pointer from the right wing. She can't get that one to go off the back iron, but she hustles to get her own rebound and bounces it out of bounds off of the West Central defender. Very smart play by Brooks as she missed the three, but hustled over, grabbed it, knew she didn't have enough real estate to stay in bounds, but instead bounces it off of the Blue Devil defender. And now she inbounds it to Reed. She takes a three-pointer. It's no good, too short, and rebounded by Mickles. Mickles crosses front court. Now she puts it up. It's no good. Rebounded by Squires. Her putback's no good, but they're going to say she was fouled. And Abby Squires is going to go to the free throw line to shoot a pair for West Central. It's going to be team foul number 2 on the Wildcats, a win against Sarah Reed, her second, as Squires will go to the free throw line. First free throw on the way is no good. Too strong, bounced around and out. Lucy Smith checks into the game for Central City. She'll replace Briley Brooks. Hannah Kramer also makes her way over to the scorer's table. Coletta Wade is going to go to the bench. Squires is a 37% free throw shooter on the year. That first one was no good. She'll get set to attempt her second. That one is on the way, and that one is good. She makes 1 of 2. She's got 13 in the night, and the Blue Devils are back within 3 at 35-32. Weber has it right wing. Looking around, short corner to Kramer. Back to Weber on the right wing. Bounce pass to Reed. She's double teamed in the right corner, dribbling left, top of the key to Noonan. She'll take a long three or a long two, and she gets it to fall. Natalie Noonan with a straight on mid-range jumper with her toe on the line. 37-32. Noonan has 10. 5 minutes to go in our third quarter. Gordon inside, puts it up. It's no good, but they're going to get a block inside. So Gordon will go to the free throw line. Wildcat fans not happy because I'm assuming what they think and kind of what I think, because that looked very similar to the one Noonan got called for a charge on not too long ago. But that one is a block, and it's going to be Hannah's first foul, team foul number 3. As Gordon's at the free throw line, she is a 49% free throw shooter. Her first one maybe nicked the rim just a bit, but basically caught nothing. She'll have a chance at one more. 37-32 is the score. 5:01 to go in the third quarter. Second free throw on the way from Gordon. That one is going to be no good. There is a stoppage, and they're going to say that Gordon crossed across the line before she shot the free throw. So had it gone in, it wouldn't have counted anyways. It missed regardless. So no points in the trip to the free throw line for the Blue Devils as Noonan brings it into the front court, top of the key. Inside to Reed. She puts up a contested mid-range jumper. It's no good, and it's rebounded by Bance. Mickles is going to bring it up for West Central. Wildcat lead is 5 as the pass goes to Bance in the corner. She has trouble handling it, and they're going to say she bounced her foot That's going to be a traveling violation as the pass was too tall for the 5'6" Bance. She did manage to grab it and not keep it from going out of bounds, but she hopped around on her foot in order to do so. Weber has the basketball for the Wildcats. Now top of the key at the volleyball line to Noonan. Takes 2 dribbles inside. Now gives it over to Reed. She'll take a 3-pointer from the left wing. She can't get that one to go. Smith nearly rebounds. Now it's loose. On the ground, they're diving for it. Kramer has possession, and they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow favors Central City as the Blue Devils got it to start the third quarter. So it will stay with the Wildcats. 4:25 to go in our third quarter. It still is 37-32. Smith is going to throw it in. She does so to Reed, left wing. Inside to Kramer. Nice feed from Reed. Now bounce pass to Weber. Her mid-range jumper on the way is no good. But we got 3 seconds in the lane before the jump shot, so that's a Wildcat turnover. And it will go to West Central. Gordon's going to bring it up for the Blue Devils. 4:15 to go in the third quarter. Her pass goes over to Mickles. And that pass is going to be stolen away by Natalie Noonan. It's a foot race to the cup. Takes 2 steps, put it up. It's blocked out of bounds by Mickles. So the shot's no good, but it last touched by Mickles, so it will stay with Central City. Reed's going to throw it in for the Wildcats. Everybody else is lined up in a box set around the paint. Inbounds pass goes to Weber. They're running a set play for Reed. She has it right wing. Top of the key to Weber. They double team to Reed, so Weber's got an open look, but she can't get it to go. And Martin secures the board. She gets it to Gordon, who crosses into the front court. Noonan's right there to guard her. Now she retreats. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Martin over to Mickles, short corner. Bance is going to take a 3-pointer from the left wing. She gets it to fall. That's Bance's second triple. She's got 6, 37-35. Blue Devils back within 2. Reed takes a bounce pass to the top of the key. Over to Weber right wing, into the corner to Smith. Dribbling left, picks up her dribble, top of the key to Noonan. She'll take a straight on, long 2. It's no good off back iron. It's rebounded by Bance. Blue Devil basketball as they trail by 2. 3:20 to go in the third quarter. Gordon taking her time, bringing it up into the front court. Now over to Mickles. She stops, looks around, sets the offense. Skip pass inside to Squires. And they are going to get an offensive foul called on Squires. She kind of gave a little shove to Noonan as she was trying to grab the ill-advised pass. It's going to be team foul number 1 against West Central in this half. Squires first. Bell Whitson into the game for Central City, as is Briley Brooks. Smith and Noonan will exit with 3:11 to play in the third quarter. With Noonan out, Weber will run the 1. Gives it over to Brooks in the right wing. Reed having to cut hard to get open, but Weber's wide open from the top of the key. Her 3-pointer is up and in. Bailey Weber has 15 points on the night. It's 40-35. Wildcats lead by 5. Blue Devils have it. Pass goes to Martin, top of the key. Now into the corner to Squire. She'll put up a 3-pointer from the right side of the floor. It's going to bounce around, high off the glass, no good. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by the Blue Devils. Central City basketball, as they will get it back, leading by 5. 2:40 to go in the third quarter. Weber takes the inbounds pass, and she'll bring it up for Central City. Crosses into the front court, has it top of the key, over to Whitson in the left wing. Bounce pass, left corner to Reed, takes one dribble, puts up a pull-up 3-pointer, and she gets it to go. Sarah Reed puts in a tough triple. Wildcats their biggest lead of the night at 8. It's 43-35. Reed has 13 on the night. Gordon crosses into the front court. High post, mid-range jumper on the way. Is going to be no good for Martin. Reed rebounds. Long down court pass away, wide open Bailey Weber. She outran everybody, and she's rewarded with an easy layup. That's 17 for the sophomore, and we've got a timeout on the floor. Full 60-second timeout called by West Central. 2:05 remaining in our third quarter. It's West Central 45, Central City 35. They've had a great third quarter so far. So while we got this timeout, I'll give a shout out to our sponsor, Heartland Bank. Heartland Bank represents a new approach to banking in Iowa. Expanded services, more technology, and increased personal attention. Heartland Bank is proud to sponsor Central City Sports. Member FDIC. So Bailey Weber leads all scorers tonight with 17. And then Reed is right behind her with 13. Noonan has 10. Brooks has 5 for Central City, as they've stretched it to a 45-35 lead after trailing by 5 after a quarter and trailing and leading by just 2 after a half. With 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, they now lead it by 10. Starters out there for the Wildcats: Noonan, Brooks, Kramer, Weber, and Reed. West Central has yet to sub this half. It's still the 5 that started the half and started the game. Bance, Mickles, Martin, Gordon, and Squires, the 5 out there for West Central. It's Blue Devils basketball as the inbounds pass goes to Gordon. Weber creeps up behind her. He's going to pressure her in the full court. Kind of phantom pressure as she allows Gordon to cross into the front court. Gordon has it right wing. Picks up her dribble. Now, tall lob pass over to Bance. Her bounce pass is going to go right out of bounds. But they're going to say it's going to be last touched by Central City. That West Central player was holding the basketball out of bounds, but it was apparently off the Wildcats. Bance is going to throw it in for West Central. Underneath their own hoop. Bounce pass inside to Squires. Gives it to Mickles. She puts up a tough layup. It's good, and a foul. As Mickles gets her second bucket of the night. She's got 4, and she'll have a chance to make it 5 at the free throw line. They're going to get Hannah Kramer for her second foul. Team foul number 4. As Mickles will get a shot at 1 at the free throw line. She can't get it to go. Reed pulls down the rebound. Long football-like pass down court to Weber. She puts it up and in. Bailey Weber off the assist from Sarah Reed. Maybe more like a softball throw there from Reed, knowing her softball prowess. Great feed and great finish by Weber. It's 47-37, 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Skip pass over to Mickles, now into the corner to Bance. Inside to Martin, it's tipped, but she gets it back. Skip pass, Squires, now Gordon right wing. Attacking downhill, puts up a floater. That's going to be no good, rebounded by Reed. Another rinse and repeat for the Wildcats as another softball-like pass way down the floor to Weber. Wasn't quite as open that time, but she is fouled and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. 47-37 our score. There's a minute 14 to go in the third quarter. Weber is a 51% free throw shooter on the year. That first one is up and in. Make it 20 for Bailey. Nice game for her as she has a chance for one more. It's 48-37 with a minute 14 to go in the third quarter. Weber's second free throw on the way. That one's going to rattle out, no good. Makes 1 of 2, and Martin rebounds. Gordon's going to bring it up for West Central. A minute 10 to go in the third quarter. Pass goes across half court to Mickles. Now bounce pass tipped out of bounds by Hannah Kramer. Great hustle by the senior as she pokes it loose right into the West Central bench. So the Blue Devils will keep it. Bance is going to inbound, gets it into Martin, short corner. Now over to Mickles, looking to attack the hoop, gets past one defender, puts it up. It's a wild runner, and they're going to call Kramer for a foul as Mickles kind of jumped right into her. Kramer's in some pain, and she just picked up her third foul. Team foul number 5. As Hannah was in there trying to take a charge. Mickles' first free throw is up and no good. Coletta Wade is going to enter the game for Central City. Kramer's going to go to the bench with 3 fouls. Mickles will shoot 1 more. She's got 4 so far on the night. Second free throw on the way for Mickles. This is no good. Too strong off the back iron. It's rebounded by Reed. Reed running the floor, looking around, gives it over to Brooks in the right wing. Puts up a floater. It's going to be no good. Unlucky bounce. Rebounded by Mickles. And the Blue Devils get it back with 45 seconds to go in the third quarter. Pass goes across half court to Mickles. Almost a steal by Reed. Now Martin has it at the free throw line inside to Squires. Her layup's no good. Martin rebounds. They got a foul called against Martin. I think they're going to say she went over the back. And it'll be Wildcat basketball. It's team foul number 3 on the Blue Devils. The foul actually went against Mickles. That's going to be her third. As the Wildcats have it back with 35 seconds to go until the end of the third quarter. Noonan over to Weber on the left wing. Gives him a head fake. Now top of the key to Brooks. Dribbling right. Picks up her dribble. Over to Weber. Now short corner to Noonan. Inside to Reed. Takes one dribble. Makes nice spin move. Step through. It's good off the glass. Sarah Reed with a great finish on the inside. That's 15 for her. 50-37 our score. Blue Devils have 9 seconds. Gordon right wing. Free throw line to Martin. 4 seconds. They got to get a shot off. 3-pointer on the way from Squires is no good. Noonan rebounds, and that'll bring us to the end of 3 quarters of basketball here from Central City. Our score, Central City 50, West Central 37. So a great third quarter by the Wildcats. As they were plus 11 in that quarter, they were up by just 2 going into it, and now entering the fourth, they lead it by 13 points. So the Wildcats 8 minutes away from the Region 4 quarterfinals. Need to play 8 more solid minutes of basketball like the previous 2 quarters, and they will come away with the win. I'm going to see if I can get an update from Winthrop between the Buccaneers and the Vikings. Last I saw, it was 17-8 after a quarter. The Wildcats, if they hang on in this one, will travel to Winthrop to play the winner this coming Tuesday at 7 o'clock. The warning buzzer sounds. We're about 15 seconds away from action resuming here. The Wildcats back on the floor. It's Smith, Wade, Reed, Noonan, and Brooks. In all likelihood, the opponent will be East Buchanan for tonight's winner on Tuesday, as they lead the Vikings 35-11 at the half. So probably East Buchanan, as was expected, awaiting tonight's winner. West Central has it first. Left wing to Mickles as we're underway in the 4th quarter. Mickles high, lob pass inside. Now out right wing to Gordon. Mickles has it at the free throw line into Squires. She'll attack the baseline, bounce pass to Martin. She puts up a floater goes off the back iron and no good. Rebound tipped around. Gordon picks it up. She'll dribble around, has it in the corner. Inside, takes one dribble. Martin puts it up and in. Cadence Martin gets her 3rd bucket. It's 6 for her. 50-39. Wildcats on top by 11. Noonan gives it over to Weber. She's wide open. Nobody even contests her 3-pointer, but you can't make him pay from the left wing as Martin rebounds. Not a wise move for West Central to leave Bailey uncovered like that, but can't get it to fall that time. Gordon attacking for the Blue Devils. Now over to Martin. She skips it across to Bance. Now inside to Mickles. Takes a step-through move. One dribble, puts it up off the glass. That's good. Blue Devils score the first 4 of the 4th quarter. That's 6 for Mickles. 50-41. Wildcats up by 9. Noonan gets past the defender, goes up. Her layup is going to be good off the glass, and the foul. Natalie Noonan with a timely basket for the Wildcats. That's 12 points for her, plus a chance for one more at the free throw line. Foul's going to go against Cadence Martin. That's her 2nd, team foul number 4. As Noonan will shoot one more at the free throw line after getting the basket to go with the contact. Free throw on the way is no good. Too strong off back iron and rebounded by Bance. The Blue Devils have not subbed this 4th quarter. I think the fatigue is starting to set in. Gordon goes right into Coletta Wade. She stays right where she was, takes a charge, and that'll be an offensive foul on West Central. Great take there by Coletta Wade to take the charge. And that's going to be the 3rd foul called on Aaliyah Gordon. Team foul number 5 on the Blue Devils, as Gordon had 10 at the half, averaging 11 a game. She hasn't scored since. Noonan bounce pass out to Weber. Dribbling right, gives it over to Reed. Top of the key to Noonan. Dribbling to her right. Attacking the basket, gives it to Weber. She'll take a 3-pointer. That's going to be no good. Rattles out. Noonan off with the offensive rebound. Her putback's no good. Might have been partially tipped. Ends up in the hands of Gordon. Gordon brings it across half court for the Blue Devils. 6:15 to play. Wildcats up 52-41. Gordon has it right wing. Looking around, now gives it to Mickles. Inside to Martin. She puts it up off the glass. It's no good. Rebounded by the Blue Devils. Squires with the putback. It's good, and the foul. Give her 15 in the night. Chance to make it 16 as she gets the putback to go with the contact. It's going to be team foul number 6 on Central City as Kramer and Brooks re-enter, replacing Wade and Smith. Fouls on Natalie Noonan, her 3rd, as Squires, a 37% free throw shooter on the year, is at the line to shoot 1. Free throw on the way from Squires is good. She's got 16. We got a timeout on the floor called by the Blue Devils. 6:01 remaining in the 4th quarter. It's Central City 52, West Central 44. The Wildcat lead has been cut to 8 with 6 minutes and 1 second to go in the game. 30-second timeout called on the floor by West Central. Wildcats break their huddle and come back on the floor. They've got the starters out there: Noonan, Brooks, Kramer, Weber, and Reed. Starters for West Central as well. They still have yet to sub this half. They've got Rose on the bench, Mickles, Martin, Gordon, and Squires out there for West Central. Noonan top of the key, looking around, gives it over to Brooks on the left wing, uses a screen from Reed, picks up her dribble, steps through, gives it over to Weber. She gets past her defender, now over to right wing to Kramer, takes one hard dribble inside, now over to Noonan. She'll take a 3-pointer from the corner, and it's good. Natalie Noonan knocks in a 3-pointer. That's 15 for her. She's had a great offensive game. And that is her first three, or just her fourth three-pointer of the season. She's really extended her range here tonight, taking a lot of long twos, and now the three-pointer from straight on is no good from Bance, but it's rebounded by Gordon. She's going to be fouled on her putback attempt, and Gordon will go to the line to shoot two for West Central. They're going to get the foul on Noonan. That's her fourth. Team foul number 7. So the Wildcats are over the limit. Belle Whitson will check in after the first free throw. Free throw on the way is going to be no good, off the glass. Whitson into the game. Noonan with 4 fouls will come out. It's been a great game from her, but she will leave with the 4 fouls. Gordon going to attempt her second free throw. She shoots them 49% on the year, and she can't get that one to go. Thought they were going to stop the play because it didn't hit the rim, but they're going to let play continue. Brooks has it right wing. Now over to Weber, top of the key. Looking around, bounce pass over to Noonan. To Whitson. She'll take a long two with her foot on the line. It's no good. Tipped around. Kramer rebounds. Pass is tipped inside, but Reed comes up with it. She'll take a step back three-pointer from the left corner. It's no good. Rebounded by the Blue Devils. Gordon secured it. Gordon crosses half court. Gives it over to Squires. Now skip pass left wing. Bance is going to take a three-pointer. It's going to be no good. Rebounded by the Blue Devils, and Squires gets her put back to go. She's got 18, what's been a nice night for her. 55-46 our score, 4:40 to go. Whitson, top of the key. High post to Reed. She gives it over to Weber and sets a screen. Weber dribbling right, bounce pass over to Whitson. She'll take another long two-pointer. That one won't go. Rattles around the rim and out, and it's rebounded by Martin. Mickles crosses into the front court. Skip pass goes over to Gordon. Now top of the key to Mickles, just inside the three-point line. Bance thinks about a three, but she traveled beforehand, and she was trying to decide what to do with the basketball. That's going to be a turnover, and it'll be Wildcat basketball with 4:15 to play in the game. They lead this one 55-46. As we've got a timeout on the floor called by Coach Fear of the Wildcats. Full 60-second timeout called. We've got 4:14 to go in this game. 55-46, Wildcats on top. Looking at the scoring numbers for Central City, Bailey Weber's led the way for all scorers with 20. Then Sarah Reed and Natalie Noonan both have 15, and Briley Brooks have 5. Scoring's only come from 4 different places, but there's 3 players well above double digits. It's been enough to get the Wildcats a 9-point lead. For West Central, they're led by Abby Squires. She's got 18. Aaliyah Gordon has 10. Emma Mickles and Cassidy Bance both have 6, as does Cadence Martin, to round out the Blue Devils scoring. 0 bench points on the night for either side, as all points scored so far tonight have come from starters. The Wildcats back on the floor. They've got Reed, Whitson, Wade, Smith, and Weber. Blue Devils are still going to stick with their starters of Bance, Mickles, Martin, Gordon, and Squires. They have not subbed this entire second half with 4:14 to go in the game. Smith inbounds to Weber as the Blue Devil players are still jogging their way back from the bench. Weber crosses into the front court. Over to Wade, right wing. Right corner to Smith, looking around. Inside pass to Weber, but it's just a little bit too tall. Couldn't get it with her fingertips. And it will go to West Central. Just over 4 minutes to play in the game. Wildcats lead at 55-46. 9-point advantage for the girls in white. West Central has the basketball. Pass goes across half court to Mickles. Now right back to Gordon. She retreats, looking around. Into the corner. Inside pass now to Squire. She puts it up, no good. Good defense there from Reed. It's going to go out of bounds. They say last touched by the Wildcats. So it will be West Central basketball. Coach Reed can't believe it, and the Wildcat faithful can't really either. But it's West Central balls. The inbounds pass is taken. Now over to Bance. She'll take a three-pointer from the right corner. It's good. Cassidy Bance splashes home a 3. She's got 9. 55-49. It's a 6-point game with 3:30 to go in the game. Weber crosses into the front court. Dribbling around, taking her time. Gives it over to Wade, who hands it right back to Weber, standing at the volleyball line. Whitson has it now. Dribbling right. Picks up her dribble. Bounce pass inside to Wade. She takes a couple steps, puts it up. It's good, and the foul. Coletta Wade with a very important finish inside. That's her first basket of the night, and it was a very good time to get it. as 57-49 is our score. Chance to make it 58-49 as Wade will go to the free throw line to shoot one. Brooks and Noonan back into the game for the Wildcats, replacing Smith and Whitson. Noonan playing with 4 fouls as Coletta Wade gets the free throw to go. And now there was another sub over there for her. Hannah Kramer checks in for Wade. 3 points for Wade as she goes to the bench after connecting on the and one plus the free throw. 58-49, Wildcats on top. 3:10 to go in the game. High post to Martin, now over to Squires, into the corner to Bance, back to Squires. Mickle's going to put up a mid-range jumper. It's no good off the back iron. It's rebounded by the Blue Devils. A lot of contact going on inside. I think they're going to get the Wildcats for a foul. So that'll be team foul number 8. And it will be a 1-and-1 for West Central. It's going to be called against Sarah Reed, her third, as Cadence Martin will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. She is a 44% free throw shooter on the year. Front end on the way is going to be no good. Rebound picked up by Squires, and she is fouled as she was trying to put it back up. Reed thought she blocked it, but nonetheless, the call is a foul as Reed just picked up her 4th and team foul number 9. So now Squires will go to the free throw line for West Central. 58-49, just under 3 minutes to go in the game. This is another 1-and-1. Squires' front end is no good, and Reed secures the rebound. Excuse me, not a 1-and-1. The players thought it was, but it is 2. She missed the first one, but she will have a chance for one more, as that was not on the floor. It was as Squires is going back for a putback attempt. Her second free throw is good. She makes the back end. She's got 19 to lead the Blue Devils. It's 58-50. Central City basketball. Noonan has the top of the key. Over to Kramer, short corner. Looking to go baseline, now over to Reed. She'll take one dribble, puts up a mid-range pull-up jumper. That's good. Sarah Reed gets a good jumper there to go for the mid-range. She's got 17. Wildcat lead is 10, 60-50. 2.5 minutes to play in the game. Noonan tips the ball, comes up with the steal. It's 2-on-3, so now they don't have numbers, and they're going to slow it down. Over to Kramer in the left corner. Inside to Reed, takes one dribble, picks it up, steps through, puts up a shot. It's going to be called on the floor, but that will put the Blue Devils over the limit, so Reed is going to go to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. As that'll be team foul number 7 called against West Central. Reed is an 81% free throw shooter on the year, so that's who you want to have up there. The foul went against Abby Squires, her second, as Reed can't get the free throw to go. Blue Devils get it back. Gordon's going to cross into the front court for West Central. Both teams are now over the limit. That pass is tipped and stolen away by Brooks. Tipped again by Weber, but she can't secure the pass from Brooks. That's going to be a turnover. Long down court pass to Squires. Wild goes flying right into the padding against the back wall. So the Blue Devils turn it right back over. Coletta Wade back into the game. Hannah Kramer's going to exit. We got a timeout on the floor. Called by Coach Fear. Full 60-second timeout. 2:02 to play in this one. It's Wildcats 60, West Central 50. So I've got this timeout on the floor. I'll give a shout out to our sponsor, Heartland Bank. Each person and family has unique financial needs. That's why we offer a variety of personal banking and lending products. We offer everything you need for your personal financial success, from checking and savings accounts to loans and online services. Heartland Bank, member FDIC. Taking a look at the scoring numbers for Central City. Bailey Weber has 20 points to lead the way. Sarah Reed has 17. Noonan has 15. And Brooks has 5, while Wade has 3. Noonan and Reed both have 4 fouls, so they're got to be playing cautiously the rest of the way, but there's just 2 minutes to go. Kramer has 3 fouls and Weber has 2. Wildcat basketball coming out of the timeout. They've got Wade, Reed, Brooks, Noonan, and Weber. The Blue Devils still have yet to break their huddle. They'll be out on the floor momentarily. No change in the 5 out there for West Central. It's Bance, Mickles, Martin, Gordon, and Squires. Central City basketball. Weber inbounds to Noonan, who's going to bring it up the floor for the Wildcats. Crosses into the front court, has it top of the key. Fakes a pass and gives it over to Weber. Top of the key to Brooks now. Looking around, gives it over to Reed, right wing. Pump fake, now Wade top of the key. Wildcats in no hurry to score here with a 10-point lead. With 1:45 to play, Noonan top of the key has it. Looking around, holding the basketball. Gives it over to Brooks, left wing. Picks up her dribble inside to Reed. She takes a step through move, puts it up with her left hand, and it's good. Reed has 19 on the night. It's a 12-point lead for the Wildcats, 62-50. West Central has it. Martin's going to turn around. Free throw line jumper is no good. Wade secures the board. Bounce pass to Noonan. She's going to bring it up, heavily contested by Squires, and they foul. So Noonan will take a trip down the floor and go to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. So that is going to be team foul number 8 called against West Central, and that will be the third called on Abby Squires. 62-50 our scores. Noonan's at the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. First one is up and good for Noonan. She's got 16 points on the night, chance to make it 17 as she earns the back end of the 1-and-1. 63-50 as the second free throw's on the way from Noonan. She gets that one to go as well. That's 17 for the senior guard. 64-50 is the score with 1:15 to play. Gordon has it right wing for the Blue Devils. Now gives it over to Mickles. Dribbling up past the volleyball line. Bounce pass over to Bance. She'll put up a three-pointer from the left corner. She can't get that one to go. Noonan rebounds. And she's going to be fouled once again by Squires. Squires picks up her fourth, team foul number 9. And Noonan's going back to the free throw line to shoot another 1-and-1. 60 seconds to play. Wildcat lead is 64-50. And Noonan is at the free throw line to shoot 1-and-1. First free throw on the way from Noonan is good. She makes the front end. She'll get a chance for one more. She's got 18. 15-point advantage for the Wildcats. As Noonan gets set to attempt her second free throw. That one's on the way, and that one rattles home as well. 19 for Natalie. Very nice game for her. As the Blue Devils have it back with 55 seconds to play. Gordon right wing. Dribbling around, looking things over. Warm up the bus chant coming from the student section. They're fired up as the layup is no good for Mickles, but we got a putback foul as Martin was trying to put it back up and in. And she was fouled, and that will be the night for Natalie Noonan, playing her final game in a Wildcat home uniform on the Central City floor. Gets a nice round of applause from the home crowd. She finishes the game with 19 as she fouls out with 44 seconds to go. Martin's at the free throw line for the Blue Devils, as that was team foul number 10. Her first shot is up and good. Blue Devils are finally going to go to the bench. They've got Brooklyn Rose re-entering the game, and a 5'5 freshman, Faith Steinbraun, is in for the first time tonight. Mickles and Gordon, a pair of seniors, will check out of the game for West Central. Second free throw for Martin is up and good as well. She makes both. That's 7 on the night for her. Weber's going to bring it up for the Wildcats. Gets across half court. Bounce pass over to Brooks. Gives it over to Weber. 35 seconds and counting. Bounce pass goes back to Brooks. They're pressuring near half court. Now the pass goes off the foot of Steinbraun, but no kicked ball. I assume that has to do with the intent of the play, as she wasn't intending to kick it. It kind of got thrown off her foot. Wildcats keep it regardless, as it was last touched by Steinbraun. Brooks has it double team just past half court. Takes a couple dribbles, picks it up, gives it over to Weber. It's tipped by Rose. Weber takes a tumble on the floor. Steinbraun saves it just before it goes out of bounds, but throws it right to Brooks. 10 seconds to go in the game as Brooks is fouled. That puts the Blue Devils in the double bonus, and Briley will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. 11 seconds to go in the game. Wildcat lead is 66-52. That was the 10th team foul called against West Central and the second called against Brooklyn Rose. Brooks will shoot 2, as both teams are in the double bonus now. First free throw on the way from Brooks is good. Takes a friendly roll through the hoop. That is 6 for her. 67-52. Wildcat lead has been extended to 15. As now Mickles and Gordon will re-enter the game for Steinbraun and Rose to play out the final 11 seconds of their basketball careers at the high school level. Brooks nails the second free throw. She's got 7 points. Inbounds pass goes to Mickles. Bounce pass over to Gordon. Under 10 seconds to go. Gordon has it left wing. 5 seconds left. Attacking the basket. Into the corner. Squires looks around, and that is going to do it. Wildcats survive and advance. Our final score, Central City 68, West Central 52. So after trailing by 5 after a quarter, the Wildcats have 3 great quarters of basketball, and they come away with a resounding 68-52 victory over a game West Central team. And they are moving on to the quarterfinals of the Region 4 bracket on Tuesday against either East Buck or Edco. Looking like it's going to be East Buck based on the score of that one. That will be in Winthrop as a nice tunnel being formed by the student section as the girls go back into their locker room. So a game West Central team tonight gave the Wildcats all they could handle in the first quarter and a lot of that second quarter as well. But the Wildcats were a different team coming out for the third quarter. And it showed as they come away with a 68-52 victory. Update from Winthrop. East Buchanan leads Edgewood Colesburg 48-20 after 3 quarters of basketball. So I feel it's safe to say it will be East Buchanan when the Wildcats make the trip to Winthrop on Tuesday. We do intend on having that one right here on the Wildcat Sports YouTube page, so make sure you listen in if you can't make the trip out to the game. But if you can make the trip, try and do so. We'll hopefully have a big crowd as the Wildcats try to pull off the upset against East Buck. They nearly did on their home floor not too long ago. So we'll see if the Wildcats have the Buccaneers number on Tuesday. We'll look at some final numbers before we sign off tonight. Abby Squires led the way for West Central with 19. Aaliyah Gordon had 10. Cassidy Bance had 9. And then Emma Mickles and Cadence Martin rounded out the Blue Devils scoring with 7. Taking a look at the scoring numbers for the Wildcats, Bailey Weber led all scorers tonight with 20. She was followed by both Natalie Noonan and Sarah Reed. They both had 19. Briley Brooks had 7, and Coletta Wade had 3. She got the and one layup and the free throw late in the game when things were starting to look a little dicey in those closing moments. That play really, for all intents and purposes, put the game away. So that was a huge 3 points from Coletta Wade, playing some big minutes off the bench as a sophomore in this postseason bracket. So ladies and gentlemen, that's going to just about wrap us up here tonight. Wildcats get past the Blue Devils of West Central 68-52. They will hit the road on Tuesday to take on East Buchanan in Winthrop for a quarterfinal matchup. And don't forget, Monday, the boys get their postseason started. They will be at Alburnett taking on the Pirates. That is a doubleheader with Hudson and Don Bosco playing beforehand. That is a 6:30 tip for that one, so the boys should tip off right around 8 o'clock. They will play 15 minutes after the conclusion of Don Bosco versus Hudson. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of postseason Wildcat basketball on the Wildcat Sports YouTube page. We'll have coverage of first round boys basketball on Monday and quarterfinal girls basketball on Tuesday from Alburnett and East Buchanan respectively. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Until next time, I'm David Warrington saying good night and go